only had smell-o-vision. Time now for better food. Today we're talking about upscale, casual French cuisine.
Chef Ben Dubow from Bistro on Main in Manchester is telling us why this restaurant is different, and he has a delicious recipe for pork Normandy. And I've never heard of pork Normandy before.
Either.
So it's actually a classic dish from the Normandy region of France.
Okay.
But it's with apples and apple brandy and a nice creamy sauce. It's really delicious this time of year. It's actually our best-selling entree right now.
I have to tell you, Chef, my mouth is actually watering from the smell of
Excellent.
this wonderful
Yeah,
pork.
it's a great dish. So we have a piece of pork searing off.
Okay.
And so we've seasoned it with some salt and pepper and a little bit of paprika. And then we're going to build a nice pan sauce that goes with it.
Okay.
So we're just going to get this to kind of a medium rare. One mistake that people make is overcooking their pork.
Well, that's because of the trichinosis fear. People,
Right.
Absolutely. Which hasn't been an issue for, 30 or 40 years.
Right.
So what do you want to cook it to?
So I like mine at medium rare. I would
Right.
never go past medium. And so you want a little pink in there.
Okay.
So it's okay to see a little pink in the pork.
Yes, absolutely. You want to see pink in the pork.
Pink in the pork. All right,
Yes.
very good.
So at Bistro on Main, so we're a social enterprise. We're owned by Manchester Area Conference of Churches.
Yeah,
It's-
this is an exciting
It really is. So
confluence.
it's part of a culinary jobs training program. So we run an 18-week culinary jobs boot camp where we teach people who have barriers to employment how to cook and work in the hospitality industry.
That's nice.
So homeless, ex-homeless, people with convictions, other disabilities, other barriers to employment. So
And I feel like downtown Manchester is really up and coming, right? In the restaurant scene there?
it really is. It's exciting to see. We've got a lot of breweries going in some great different places. So I'm gonna get my aromatics going a little bit
So
while
you
we
put
talk.
what kind of oil was that?
And so just olive oil.
Olive oil,
Some
garlic.
shallot, some garlic, and we're gonna get our apples just cooking off a little bit.
Alrighty.
Oh, there's something about
Pork and apple.
chops and applesauce.
Yes.
So
Where's
right,
that
so
from?
those are those
Brady
themes.
Bunch? Yeah.
Those are the kind of the themes, and we're just gonna deglaze with a little bit of brandy.
Ooh, all right.
Hopefully we won't cause too much smoke here,
All right.
and a little bit of apple cider. So we're getting apple in
Ooh,
three
yum.
ways.
Okay.
Yep. And we're just gonna let that cook down a little bit.
Yum.
Season as we go. So a little salt and pepper.
Now, how did you
And
get
I like
into
a touch of cinnamon.
A touch of cinnamon. How'd you get into the French cuisine?
Well, that's not my background at all. But when we opened the restaurant, we wanted to figure out what was the best way to train people. And if you teach people French cuisine, you can cook anywhere. And so that's kind of why we embraced it.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? And you're a pastor as well.
I am. I'm a part-time pastor at Riverfront Family Church in Hartford.
And I asked you earlier, did you ever make soul food?
I love soul food, and absolutely. And there's a lot of soul in our food,
There is
even
a
at
lot
the
of
French
soul.
restaurant.
All right, now you just put some
added-
heavy cream in there.
We did. So that's where we're getting soulful, right?
Okay.
And French. So we're going to let this kind of reduce into a nice sauce.
All right.
And again, so it's the cider, it's the apple brandy, a touch of heavy cream, maybe more than a little bit of a touch. We hit it up with some fresh herbs.
What do you have in there?
And so I've got some parsley, a little bit of tarragon,
Okay.
and we're going to also hit it up with some mustard. So we make our own Dijon mustard at the restaurant, but just use whatever you have.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. All right.
Now let me ask you another question. Are the students actually preparing the meals that you're going to eat in the restaurant?
So after they graduate the culinary program,
Okay.
then they're eligible for employment at the restaurant.
Okay.
So they're all people who've graduated from our program.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So what we're going to do is take this pork and we're going to kind of just finish it right in the sauce.
Okay.
Look at that.
That looks so good.
So beautiful.
And then as soon as it's ready, we're going to slice it up and we'll serve it up.
What other entrees do you have there that are pretty popular?
So we're doing another pork dish, is a pork shank that we braise for several hours. It's called a pork shank daoub, so it's again a classic dish. We do a bouillabaisse, but we also do a lot of great burgers and sandwiches. So it's the kind of place you can come and celebrate an anniversary. You can also come in on a Tuesday night.
Have a burger
And just have a burger, or actually tonight we're doing an all-you-can-eat mussel special.
Ooh.
Half off bottles of wine, so tonight's a good night to come in.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you actually get to go to France to train at all?
I've not, it's on my list. So
Yeah,
it
you
is
need to
on
get
my
there.
list.
Well, with this, who knows?
So we have our pork, we'll just let it rest for just a second.
Okay.
And that sauce is what I like to call nappe, which means that it's kind of will coat the back of a spoon, so it's that perfect consistency
Ooh, okay.
that we're looking for.
And that's called what again?
A nappe,
A nappe.
yes.
You test your sauces, right? Like that?
When I
You cook a lot.
when the milk leaves the Captain Crunch, I like to call it on the back of the spoon the nappe.
Right.
No, Chef,
I like
are you
that.
going to be open on Valentine's Day? Are you having reservations?
Yes, so we have reservations. We expect that we will be sold out, but we're not yet.
Okay.
We're doing our regular menu plus a lot of items for two. So
Oh.
we're going to do a Chateaubriand for two. We'll do a duck presentation for two.
Can you just come alone if you have no one?
Absolutely.
Maybe you can meet someone there.
You never know. Maybe we should do like a dating, like one of those
Speed dating.
Speed dating.
We
That's
can
a
do that. We'll
restaurant.
set you at the bar and we'll do a little speed dating. I think that'd be great.
Look at this. How beautiful is this?
All right, so you do your sauce right on top. And, in the restaurant, we would serve this with a fresh vegetable, some wild rice. I like to finish it with a little balsamic glaze.
Yum. Yeah, I see you've got some green beans and some
Yep,
rice underneath.
exactly.
Okay,
The
that
finished
looks
product
amazing.
looks- I mean, that looks
And
amazing.
just a touch more of your green. So it's a really simple dish. You can do this with pork tenderloin. This is a flat iron, but you could do it with a tenderloin. You could do it with other pieces of pork. It actually works really well with chicken or fish.
Okay,
Great.
Valentine's Day is coming up. What a great place to make a reservation for you and your special someone, or just go alone.
You can make a reservation online at bistro-on-main.com. The restaurant's right on Main Street in Manchester.
All right, we're going to have the recipe on Better Connecticut, betterconnecticut.com. That's what I'm trying to say. Have a great day.